While many parents struggle to raise just one child, Russian mother Christina Oster, who already has 11 biological children, dreams of having dozens more through surrogacy. Christina is a young woman with a generous heart, capable of sharing her love between her husband and 11 kids, but her journey isn't over yet. Stay tuned to discover the story of the woman who is determined to realize her dream of having 100 children. Meet Mom Christina. Christina was born and raised in Moscow, Russia, with a regular upbringing. She never could have expected the crazy turn her life would take, but at just 17 years old, Christina suddenly fell pregnant. While the thought of being a young mother was daunting, she quickly fell in love with parenthood. With the father out of the picture, Christina knew that she was all her baby Vika had. Since she was only a teenager at the time, she figured that having one child was the most she could handle, but that would soon change. Being a single parent was incredibly challenging for Christina, and by the time she turned 23 years old, the young mother had worn herself out completely. She dreamed of finding a partner to share the load with, but the thought of someone loving her and Vika felt like a distant fairy tale. Christina decided that all of her hard work deserved to be rewarded, so after a lot of convincing, she took herself on vacation a few countries over to Georgia. Little did she know, the trip she had just embarked on would change her life in ways she never saw coming. Meet Dad Gallup. Gallup Öztürk was originally from Turkey. He had already become a millionaire thanks to owning several Metro Group properties and establishing the Turkey Bus Federation. In 2005, Gallup created and became the president of a new company, launching his career forward. Gallup was a well-off man who understood business and was dashingly handsome. All sounds magically wonderful, but a secret he kept hidden would soon come to light, and it just so happened that it would occur as he met the beautiful Christina. Trouble with the law. As it turned out, there was a dark reason why Gallup was living in Georgia. It all started back in 2009 when he was arrested for manipulating Istanbul Stock Exchange. 3 years later, Gallup found himself in hot water again. He was sentenced to life imprisonment for a violent act against an employee in 1996. But on the day of his sentencing in 2013, he fled to Georgia, where he has remained since. It just so happened that shortly after he settled into the new country, his fate took a turn he never saw coming when Christina stumbled into his life at just the right moment. Their love story began. Gallup met Christina while she was vacationing in Batumi, Georgia, often referred to as the Las Vegas of the Black Sea. As they recalled the encounter, it was love at first sight. She's so easy to be with. She always has a smile on her lips, and yet at the same time, she's shy and mysterious, Gallup gushed. After a few dates, the couple quickly fell into a serious relationship, so much so that Christina and Vika decided to move to Batumi permanently to begin a life with Gallup. At the same time, the young mother didn't know that they were actually bound to Georgia thanks to Gallup's secret past. A match made in Georgia. Despite what Gallup kept behind closed doors, the two grew to be very close. Not only was Gallup a sweet and caring man, but he also understood the love Christina had for Vika. As things continued to progress, the pair decided to marry and began a blended family together. In an interview with the Daily Mail, Christina described her new husband as her mentor, guide, and fairy tale prince all rolled into one. They realized they had more in common than they could even imagine. Both of them wanted large families and to have as many kids as they could care for. Baby number one. Christina and Gallup soon had their first son together via a surrogate. Although they already had Vika, the couple instantly caught baby fever. Initially, the newlyweds discussed having a large family, but when the conversation grew to include one baby every year, they realized Christina's body might not be able to handle it. Unsure of what to do given their inability to conceive, they called upon a surrogate agency. It was then decided that the Öztürks would grow their family with the help of the birthing community in Georgia, but first, they had to set important parameters. The Öztürks' dream. Christina and her new husband were deeply in love and eager to share that affection with as many children as possible. They quickly set their sights on building a large family. Unwilling to wait years for their dream to materialize, they researched how to have multiple children through surrogacy simultaneously. On Instagram, Christina jokingly mentioned wanting 105 kids but later settled on a more realistic goal of 100. Despite their 33-year age difference, Gallup being 56 and Christina 23, he fully supported their vision of a big family. Gallup already had 8 children, aged 12 to 34, before meeting Christina. They embarked on their mission, enlisting surrogate mothers to help, knowing it would cost around $9,700 per baby. Surrogacy laws. Next came all of the exciting planning and preparations for their growing family. Georgia has allowed surrogacy since 1997, with many rules and regulations set in place. One of the most important is that when a child is born, it's automatically given to the people whose genetics contributed to the conception. This means a surrogate doesn't have any rights over the children she carries. To ensure that their future kids were in healthy condition, each of Christina's potential surrogates went through counseling. Like any other binding agreement, they also had to sign legal documents before becoming pregnant with the Öztürk children. Setting up the surrogacy. The Öztürks were very particular when it came to finding the right women for these jobs. Only those who had given birth before were chosen, surveyed to seek out bad habits, and interviewed by a psychologist. The clinic in Batumi chose surrogate mothers for us and takes full responsibility for the process, said Christina. The surrogates were even asked about their feelings regarding giving the baby to its genetic parents post-birth to ensure a smooth transition. We were not personally acquainted with the surrogate mothers and do not have direct contact with them in order to avoid problems after pregnancy, Christina explained on the Russian website woman.ru. Meet some of the kids. The eldest child in the family is 6-year-old Victoria, or Vika for short. I only gave birth to Vika. The others are genetically ours, but they were born from surrogate wombs, the young mom told Newsflash. Currently, the couple has 11 children in total, with 10 of them birthed via surrogates in the last year. The second eldest is Mustafa, Gallup, and Christina's first child together. He was born via surrogacy on March 10, 2020, followed by Miriam on April 17. Next, twins Elisa and Aaron were born on April 19, with more siblings arriving in the following months. Meet the Ozturks. The second set of twins, Hassan and Judy, were born on May 29, 2020. Next came Anna Ismail, and on August 21, Mehmet Lachman followed. On November 10, their 10th child, Olivia, was the first to be born in the new year. She was born healthy and happy on January 10. But with 11 children, the Ozturks still aren't finished. I don't know how many children there will eventually be, but we certainly don't plan to stop at 10, Christina told woman.ru. The couple has spoken about having 100 babies. However, they reluctantly decided to wait until their current 10 are a bit older before commencing another surrogacy. Pregnancy versus surrogacy. Surrogacy wasn't always Christina's birth plan. After countless hours of research, the young mom initially ruled out IVF. Unfortunately, it held a high risk of causing strain on her body and the inability to carry a child while receiving treatment. However, she hasn't ruled out biological birth. Christina did, however, label IVF as not practical due to the number of kids they have running around the house. Her husband has described the mom of 11 as the wife I always wanted for myself, an uncut diamond where I saw what a pure and kind heart she had. So how does this gem manage a household of 13? Many people who don't know the Ozturks assume Christina has a laundry list of nannies to help with childcare, but the young mom claims she handles most of the day-to-day childcare herself. She also makes sure to devote time and attention to care for each child, as well as their home and herself. Christina has insisted that each of the babies adhere to a strict sleeping schedule. Astonishingly, the hardworking mom has said that she trained her kids to sleep from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. every night. According to Christina, her eldest, Vika, loves caring for the babies and is now old enough to help her mom with certain tasks. Christina's daily tasks. On her Instagram, where she shares tips, tricks, and stories from her life as a mother of 11, Christina Ozturk reveals, I spend the maximum amount of time with my children, but when I'm not with them, I control everything. This includes training the family's nannies rigorously. After putting her children to bed each night, Christina tackles household chores, ensuring the nannies have everything they need, organizing daily menus, and scheduling health appointments. At just 23, Christina is an Instagram influencer and model, promoting discounts and promo codes for various websites through her bio. With over 91,000 followers, her story resonates with many. To achieve her dream of having 100 children by age 30, she would need to have about 12 kids per year for the next 7 years, costing her husband, Gallup, an estimated $952,240 for surrogacies. Despite concerns about their ability to care for so many kids, Christina and Gallup prioritize their family's happiness and well-being. I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.